This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hi, everybody.
Morning, everybody.
Welcome aboard.
Hey, today's a good one to join us on.
I tell you what, if you've
Well,
ever
we started
had to balance a till,
Yeah.
you're going to feel a lot of kinship with we took a lot of stories on this, and for good
did,
reason.
we
They were
did.
rippers.
We catch up with a guy called Ben Damon. We talk about sport, and he tells a story about Mike Tyson.
Yeah. I decided to come to work today.
Good on you. Well done.
I'm fashionably late.
Yeah, I know. So it's a done
The
thing to
Met
do.
Gala was on
It's a
the
done
other day,
thing.
so I wanted
Yeah,
to
sure.
impress
What do
you.
you
Sure,
do?
sure, sure.
And then Sean took Hungry Jacks out of everyone's mouths. Of how,
Yeah, I know.
How that
was a
happened.
bit weird.
Our
wasn't it?
producer Bella is having a tough time because something has been snatched away from her,
Yeah.
and it's not right.
Yeah,
What
can
she's
I
going
say
through
that
is
in our
not
high
right.
school, the word snatch was banned. So,
I'm just putting it out there.
Nathan, I'm just putting it out there. It was not.
At your high school.
Please.
This is Nathan, Nat and Sean. On Nova 937.
It's 6:04. Nathan, Nat and Sean. Hello, Sean.
Hi, Nat. How are you?
Seems to be a bit of a problem.
There's a person to the left-hand side of us that normally sits here, and I can't see him. Is he invisible today?
Wow, wouldn't that be a scoop?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I'd love to be invisible. He's not here.
Nathan, are you invisible?
No, I'm very visible. I'm just in my car and you guys aren't here, so I'm wondering where you are.
Oh, did you? Oh, were we supposed to meet Nathan somewhere this
Were we
morning?
supposed to be driving around all morning? No.
Were
Didn't
you
get
supposed to
the
meet
memo.
us here this morning? Has there been a
Yes. Maybe.
bit of confusion?
This is my issue, right? So I yesterday did my alarm with Alexa, right? I didn't do it physically on my phone. I did it with Alexa.
You're
And I
always
tried
blaming
to-
women for your problems, Nathan.
There's a guy in the mix as well. Computer also let me down. They're all different names. Anyway, and so yeah, it just didn't go off this morning. And I had a friend over last night, Sean.
Yeah,
who was
yeah.
called-
It was a
No,
good
you
night
know
too,
what?
mate. It was a good
Yeah.
night.
All right, to say no more.
We came over, we had a quick dinner, right? And then he's been doing this thing lately, and I wonder if it's him, because he texted me this morning just before, and he says, what time do you start work? And I'm like,
Yeah.
what's that? That's a weird question. He's been doing this thing where he sends me a video message, and then I open it up, and he loudly says to Alexa or to one of my AIs that he is to turn the lights off, or turn the TV off, or turn the volume up to maximum. So I think that someone's been stuffing around with my AI. And I
Whoa.
think that,
Sorry, he sends you a message. How does that
Yes.
work?
he sends me a video message. I open it up.
Yeah.
My phone's on loud.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then he'll go, Alexa, turn the TV up to maximum volume.
Yeah, right.
And then suddenly Alexa will do the command that he said. And he's been doing it for the last week. And when he
So,
got it
but did
last
you
night,
not notice a message where he yelled, Alexa, turn your alarms off?
No, he was in last night. That's what I'm saying. And then I bought Marnie a doormat from Kmart.
Yeah.
And then I ran upstairs before she took her dog Archie for a walk to show him the dog. And he was upstairs by himself with my AI, who he disrespects on a daily basis.
The dog?
The AI.
Sorry,
The
my
AI.
mistake. Yeah.
The dog is Archie. The AI is Alexa.
Hey, did you panic this morning when you get because the first thing I would have done, I would have just bloody sprung at it. I would have pooed my pants.
Oh.
Actually, I remember the last time I sprung out of bed, my knee dislocated. I couldn't go to So I calmly did it. But here's my question, right?
Yeah.
I am basically at the back of Nova right now, but I'm still in my car. Do I go into the into the car park, or do I just take a quick left and do a sneaky round of hash browns from Hungry Jack?
Well, I think we've got Hungry Jacks getting on board with us today. But this is what I say. We've spoken about this many times. The universe tells you sometimes you shouldn't come in, and maybe this is the case.
Well, can you guys quickly look around? Should I come
Nobody's
in?
listening. They won't know.
No, there is, Sean. This is crazy, right? When we drive to work, there is no one on the road. It's my road.
Yeah,
and
of
if
course.
people are in my way, that's their problem. Get out of my way.
Yeah.
So, hey, this morning, the world is up, Sean. The world is up.
Yeah. No, it's true. Why don't you go and do Pilates for an hour, like with all the regular people?
I should do a whole morning where I'm like a privileged wife, and I'll do what a privileged wife does when she. I'm like,
Absolutely.
I will. What do they do, Sean? What do privileged wives do?
Oh, Megan will be asleep. No, you can. Here's the
exactly.
list.
All right, well, get up here shortly, mate.
We'll see you in a minute,
Try
mate.
coming into the car park and get in the lift and come up to the...
No, I'll do Pilates, and I'm going to go out for a muffin.
Okay, can you get me one, please?
If you get here
I
in
want it
time
heated.
for Easel Does It, because we need artists.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Guy Sebastian with Maybe, poor old guy who popped his Achilles tendon playing local footy.
He did too. He was singing that song at half time. It was one of the songs he was to the local crowd.
So
Yeah.
he
Went on and did his
half-time, and then
Achilles.
afterwards he hurt himself. Is
Yes,
that right?
after
Achilles.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to leave after he'd sung.
Yeah.
So he played the first half, sings it at halftime, and then he's supposed to go, right? Because he had a mate's 40th in Sydney. He had to
Right.
get
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
And he thought, I'll just play on. And then
Well,
ruptured, surgery.
See, I'd like to have seen what had happened if he had to perform, was scheduled to perform after the injury.
Yeah.
Remember Dolores when she came to Perth from the Cranberries? She hurt her ankle or something like that, so then she couldn't perform. It's like, you don't sing out of your ankle.
that's right. Sit down. Sit
You
down
can
and
sit
sing.
on a stool and you can sing. So
fair.
any singer or performer that isn't dancing around on the stage,
Where's the commitment?
like just get a stool and sit down and give the people what they want.
This is the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Yesterday, we all know what happened. I stacked my car, remember?
Yeah.
And then I'd lost my
I bet.
glasses. I was having a nightmare. And so yesterday I had those glasses that were
She went full Velma.
Velma from
Full Velma.
Scooby-Doo, yeah.
Yeah.
But they were just magnifiers, and they made, if I looked at a screen, it made it look like it was curved. It was like looking at everything through a snow globe. And by the time I got home, the worst headache.
course.
Like just couldn't. And then I still had things that I had to look at and read, and I'm like,
That must have really hurt now, because Sam here let us try his glasses on.
Oh, yeah, no,
and,
he's
Sam,
blind.
what's your? Do you officially know? Is there a word for what you got? Blindness.
Yeah, real bad. -4, I think, for glasses
Yeah.
heads out there
Yeah.
will know.
So literally, if you put them on at all, like within 2 seconds,
Yes,
you
you
get a
feel it,
headache.
right?
So
Yeah.
that would have been bad.
Yeah.
You can see what's going on in the International Space Station.
that's true.
Potential. One of them just dropped a pin.
And so and then I dug around and found an old pair of glasses, prescription glasses, and I thought these will be better because at least they're the transitional lenses, so that, because what I was finding with the magnifiers is that I would look down, it would help me read, but as soon as I looked up, it was like, whoa, the whole thing spun. And so I found these old ones, but in order to read anything, I had to like lift them up on my
right.
face so that the stronger part, which is at the bottom of the lens, I was looking through the very strongest part of them. And I'm like, well, this is not sustainable.
But we could have MacGyvered a thing, so put like a hair clip in your hair, and then that has a little extension
to- a
down there and
string
pulls
to-
it up
yeah.
like a blind.
Yeah,
We could have done that. It would looked all right.
Could have. But as you know, because I'd stacked the car, which we put up yesterday, I had to return. So I took it back to Melville Mazda, and they're like, well, you're due to change your car over anyway. So I then had to clean out my whole car.
Oh, no.
And
Were people watching?
my glasses were wedged down the side of my seat. I hadn't left them at the Rechabite Theatre as I thought, but they were properly wedged. I'm like, they've never fallen down there ever. Ever.
But what a gift.
That's a gift.
Isn't it great
gift.
when you have said goodbye
gift
to
of
something
sight.
because it's gone
Yep.
and you realise it's gone on a journey of its own, and then suddenly it pops up.
just
I
there.
know.
That's
I know.
exciting.
that's very good, but that's great.
Sean, you and I, we love a happy ending.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I
And
don't.
yours was out without moisturiser, which was different.
Just use Gorilla Grip.
That would be a moment.
This is the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast. Easy, easy, easy. Easel does it.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean are feeling the vibe. WA's best young artists on show at the West Australian Pulse. Now at the Art Gallery of WA.
Okay, we have $1,000 cash on the line to celebrate the West Australian Pulse, which is on now at the Art Gallery of WA. Go and check that out. See some proper artists as opposed to what's going to happen right here, right now.
Well, Aaron and Sharon are going to put their hands up to win the $1,000 this morning. That works, doesn't
That would
it?
be a great
Aaron and
pair. Who's
Sharon.
going over? Aaron and Sharon.
Yeah, it's easy. Rolls off the tongue. Morning to you, Aaron.
Hey, how you going?
Great, Aaron. Do you have a lady in your life, Aaron?
I do.
Is her name Sharon?
Or Karen.
Or Karen?
Unfortunately, not. It's Georgia.
Your audio is
Yes.
shocking.
Yeah, you're on hands-free. We're going to have to... We'll actually go to Sharon right now. We'll see if we can sort that out with you, Aaron.
Hello, Sharon.
Hello, how are you?
Great, Sharon. How's your husband, Aaron?
Or Darren.
Or Darren? No, who's your husband's name? Do you have one?
I actually haven't got a husband.
Good on you,
You know
mate.
what? You know what? You do not need them, my house.
You know
They're
what?
overrated.
You sound so happy.
She does, isn't it? She's like literally giggling in the morning, Sean. Have you ever heard that?
Never heard that in my household, no.
We're just getting Aaron's line sorted out. But
Hey, Sharon, do you know that you're a block of flats in Bellevue on Harborne Street?
Glendalough.
Yeah, Glendalough. Do you know that you're a block of flats there?
It's a block of flats called Sharon.
Wow.
I know, mate.
What an honour.
You hit the heights.
Yeah.
All right, time to pick teams. Now, Aaron, you do get through first, which means you get to hitch your wagon to either the newsroom, which is Sean and Talisa teaming up together.
Yeah, they don't
or
write the stories, they just rip them off other people.
Repping it old style, Team Nathan and Nat.
Oh, we write everything ourselves.
Aaron, what?
I'll go with Nathan and Nat, please.
Interesting
Okay,
choice.
Nathan and that it
It
is.
just feels right in the mouth, doesn't it?
Sharon, that means you with myself, Sean, and Talisa, who's going to be a gun. I can just feel
Dynamic
it.
duo.
Okay.
How are you at art?
I would consider myself quite artsy, but drawing at a fast pace is a different skill set.
Right, she likes to sketch slowly, Sean.
Yeah,
Softly.
that's like
yeah,
this. So
that's
they're just
how I
like
normally model
sloths.
for it.
Nude.
Where do you want to go, Nath? Because we're kind of crossing over.
I can come over there.
Okay, great. All right.
Well, I'll come over.
All right. So, I don't know, Nath, are you going to draw?
You draw yesterday?
No, I didn't.
You know what? I know. Maybe it's. I want to win, but I think you can do it.
No, why don't you draw? I'm going to see if I can go the whole week without
pressure.
drawing.
Oh my God, the pressure is real, everyone. You don't
Okay.
understand.
The pressure
You
down.
think that we don't have any skin in this game? We do. We have our pride. We have family. Family trust.
That's right. Okay.
Why is
Are
there
we
a
ready for round one?
Yeah, sorry.
Hang on. Wait, Nathan's still picking pens.
I'm looking for the big thick black one.
Just pick one.
Oh,
Big-
T.
I want a big thick black one.
Okay.
We've
So-
strangled it a few times.
So just to be clear, T's drawing, Nathan's drawing. Sean, you're guessing.
Oh, we're putting our hands in
Yeah,
our
you.
hands.
No, you're not. You need to know what you're drawing.
Oh, thanks.
You need to know what you're drawing. So Sean and I will put our hands in our.
We've got some nice classical music. Hopefully that'll keep things nice and calm in here. It is chaos. This is the first thing they're going to be drawing today.
This artwork is a witch baking cupcakes.
Okay, it's happening. It's a witch.
Yeah.
It's a witch.
Geez. Okay. Yeah, okay,
having a
witch.
barbecue.
Witch.
A witch
A witch riding
having
broomstick.
ice cream. A witch.
A witch doing a
Easter
flower.
basket.
Having a snow cone. Having an ice cream.
Birthday cake.
A snow
witch
cone?
eating A birthday cake.
Having a party.
Party. A witch.
A witch having by a bonfire. Having a
Candle.
No.
Witch in a hot air balloon. A
Uh,
witch.
okay,
Having a
what's
tea
that?
party.
What's that? What's
a
that?
witch having afternoon
Which
high
one? Point
tea.
to something that I
A
point to which
birthday
one.
cake.
More on that
Cup
one.
of
Birthday
tea.
cake.
A
Birthday.
witch having
Celebrating a birthday. Birth.
witch having a
Day.
teacup and tea
know.
cup.
Okay, a
A
witch.
birthday cupcake. A witch having a birthday cupcake. Wow.
That was a lot. That was a lot.
There's no cupcake there.
I'm putting at I'm drawing a cup and a cake, and I'm putting at that, and then that hasn't
Yeah,
put
yeah.
the
Then I was like,
cupcake.
when I go birth.
It was a lot. It was a lot. Whereas I
a
thought
lot for the morning.
I thought some of that was a hot air balloon. So okay. All right, Sean, we're going to block our ears.
T, flick it over.
Drawing number 2. Here we go.
One sec.
Okay, so Aaron's up here.
The artwork is a kangaroo riding a bike.
We're away. That is
Oh, no,
a
sorry.
That's a bird of some sort. What is that?
It's a bike.
No,
It's a bike.
Something on a bike. A
I've forgotten how to go.
what is it? Oh, kangaroo. A kangaroo.
Kangaroo
on a bike.
riding a bike.
Oh, but I got it first.
Nat got it first, yeah, on the bike, yeah.
Nat got it
Kangaroo
first,
on
Sean.
the bike. Just.
Yeah.
Did you do this during the Dockers?
Yeah.
When you were playing? Oh, no.
2-0.
Heated in here.
Morris.
The classical music
Morris.
is not helping the mood. It is tense in here.
Rubbing against my thumbs to turn the pages. Mum's room.
You'll be able to
Okay,
check out
next round.
all of these masterpieces on the socials as well. Here is number 3 for the morning.
The masterpiece is an emu wearing high heels.
Okay.
All right, where are I?
That is
It's a bird.
it's a bird of some
Aussie
sort. It's a
ostrich.
chicken.
An emu.
Emu.
I forgot my last bit.
An emu with shoes on. An emu dancing.
I forgot my last bit.
An emu in heels.
Definitely an emu.
Bang,
heels.
shorty, Mac.
Sorry,
Emu
it
and
threw
heels.
me. I went
Wow.
through to an emu in my head and I didn't hear heels.
2-1 in our favour.
2-1.
I got that last one, Sam.
Here we go.
Listen to the whole thing.
This artwork is a turtle eating pizza.
That is a turtle, a tortoise. No, it is the
Turtle eating cheese.
A wheel of
Turtle
cheese.
eating pizza.
Shawnee Mac ties things up. Nice drawing,
Could have
team.
been, or it could have been a turtle playing Trivial Pursuit.
Either way,
Trivial Pursuit.
it's 2-all. It comes down to this one.
Oh, what am I doing?
Another animal.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, we've hit the page.
I think you.
Okay.
Tay, good luck.
Final drawing of the morning.
Oh! New jacket, new attitude.
We get the handshake fake out for drawing number 5. Here it is.
The artwork is a chef painting.
We're away. That
We're
is
away.
a chef.
Yeah.
Chef baking.
A chef playing golf.
No.
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 A
1,000.
chef painting chef painting a picture. Yep.
Faker.
Nah, not even close.
I thought he was playing golf. Great news, Aaron. You've scored $1,000 cash to celebrate the West Australian Pulse now on at the Art Gallery of WA. Well done, Aaron.
Put on the emu for my heels.
Surely you know what this is.
Yeah,
Sharon,
just to be clear, Aaron didn't do anything. We did all the hard work. Don't give Aaron the credit.
Hey, Aaron, no one's ever slung us back a little bit of cash from
I know. So,
Feel free.
Aaron, feel free to buy us a present, is all we're
Anything?
saying.
No.
Guess what? It's back again tomorrow, everybody. Easel does it. The game we love, but nobody can understand what's happening.
Maybe should we chuck these up on our socials with no context to see if people could guess what we drew if they didn't hear it?
Yeah,
Good idea.
Chef
Good
playing
idea.
golf.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Welcome to the studio, Bella, who, when you call us, I mean, she does a lot of things around here, but one of
She's our
them
assistant producer.
she's the voice that you hear who answers the phone.
I tell you what, when she steps into the big role too, in the big
Oh,
chair.
I tell you what.
I know.
Scary.
Rules with an
Scary.
iron fist. Now, you are living through a particular pain at the moment, Bella. Tell everybody what's happened.
Yeah, so we'll go for the full backstory.
Okay, let's do
so
that.
I was driving home yesterday and I was like, I just feel like I've had a day. Like, I'm just really tired. I'm not going to go to the gym. I'm not going to do my normal
You
walk.
work hard, mate.
Anything like that. I was like, I'm just going to go home, have a shower, get in my comfies and just like veg on the couch.
So that's
Yeah.
what I do daily.
I was like, cool. I've got 2.5 episodes left of this show that I've been watching, The Pit.
The Pit is a great show. So this
Yeah.
is a medical,
It's like a medical drama, but less like drama-y than Grey's Anatomy. Like
Yes.
just a bit more like gritty. Anyway.
My mum's
You
gonna
do,
eat that with
and a bit
spoon.
gory. So it's a bit, you do
Gory?
see
Yeah,
some
really?
quite confronting
Graphic.
injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, graphic injuries.
And they
yeah.
do the like,
Which
you know,
I love that.
You finish one episode and you want to watch the next one really
Because it's
well.
also, it's basically the whole series is one day in the ER. So when you're watching an hour of
in
it,
real
that's an
time.
hour in real time.
Because that's what
Yeah.
24 hours was supposed to be. Remember?
Yes,
24,
yeah.
24.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
a
I
long
got
day, eh?
home.
So you've got
cozied
2.5
up,
to go.
Have my little blankie, my dog's cuddling me on the couch, go to open Binge where I've been watching it. Can't find it anywhere. I was like, that's weird. Did a little search on Binge, couldn't find it.
Maybe
Did
someone purged it.
Yeah, did the whole Apple TV search where it shows you, what platforms
Yes.
it's on. They've been taken off Binge and it's on another platform now that I don't pay for, so I don't get to watch my last 2.5.
Oh, my God.
Committed, you're in.
So
I
this is
know.
what's really annoying me. In this streaming, they've all got these deals, and they hold
Yeah.
a program for a certain amount of time. I had a mate around a few weeks ago, which I said, he loves Danny McBride, and I said, you've got to watch The Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah.
And then I went, it's on, and I said, it's on Binge. So we jump on Binge, and it's not the latest season is there, all the previous seasons have been taken off.
Yeah,
Because
so-
now
Sold
they're
to somebody else.
somewhere
So
else.
HBO Max is the new one
Yeah,
that it's gone to.
Binge just lost the rights to all of the HBO.
Yeah.
I reckon if you start watching a series on a certain platform, you should be able to
there should be a
finish it.
guarantee.
Yeah,
should-
or
they-
can they
they've
give
got
you a
the-
warning, like 24 hours to go? Because I would have just stayed up all night.
Yes.
And finished it.
Yeah.
So now
So you'll never know what
Yeah,
happened.
So
exactly.
now, what's your moving forward? What are you going to do?
Well, there's a couple things that I also want to watch on HBO Max, like The Last of Us, when it all
Yes,
comes, when
right.
the whole
Because
season's
that's jumped
out.
forward 5 years, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when the
So-
whole season's, I'll purchase that for a month probably.
purchase
Yeah.
But it's with ads.
Purchase it with ads. So you purchase it and you get ads with the purchase.
Is there no free trial? Is there a free trial for a month? What?
I know.
But that's how we get. That's how everybody
That's how
gets
we get
around.
around.
Guys, you know what? We're going to have to all
Welcome to.
dust off our portable hard drives and get back onto LimeWire, was it? Remember when we were downloading everything? We had people call us, right, Bella? We'd say, we're talking about downloading stuff. They would go to Claremont Quarter, this one chick, and she would sit there and download episodes of Supernatural while she's just
Using
waiting
their
there, using
Wi-Fi.
their
So,
Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're sorry for your pain.
I
mean, you
am.
suffer
Yeah,
enough
full
working
on.
with us, so to go through this at home is
It's a
too
hard
much.
day. Yeah.
Too much. Thanks,
Can
Bella.
anyone have her, what's it on now?
HBO Max.
Can everyone have her HBO Max?
Log in.
Not in this room.
Send it to us.
Send it to us.
We need a password.
Yeah. Bella will give you a prize. She's in charge of all those.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
There was a family over in Ireland that decided to go out for a big meal to celebrate one of the kids' birthdays, actually. They were actually adult children with the parents who said, yeah, we're paying for dinner.
Oh, lovely.
So they went to a pub over in Northern Ireland and they had a big meal and everything went out a treat and they didn't hold back. They make sure they bought heaps of stuff and all the rest of
They
it.
really made a night of it.
When they left, a couple of days later, they noticed on Facebook that there was an issue that was going viral all around their town in particular and had been on the news.
Is
and
that
that
a
was
family
a
doing a
picture
runner?
of them doing a runner from this hotel
They paid?
and not paying.
But they paid.
They said they paid, Nath. As it turns out, there's a big, they just went, oh, this is a lawsuit. This is everyone
Yes.
around the county is talking about the McGears doing a runner.
McGears.
Yep.
Don't trust them.
Don't trust them. Don't trust them.
McGears.
Done a runner. They've got all the money in the
So
world
their
too.
reputation is ruined.
Oh, so they're wealthy.
Yes.
They were relatively wealthy, not super rich,
You
but
know.
they had enough money in the pockets, is what
They
the
were,
article's
as we
saying.
would say, well-to-do.
Well-to-do.
But they're saying everyone around town has been talking
Yeah.
about them.
Yeah.
Their name
and
is Dirt.
They want some compensation. Well, the party, which is the pub, had to come to the party because once they've done an investigation, they realised it was their fault. They paid out £75,000 to the McGears family.
So how did they get it so wrong?
The girl on the till, Nathan, didn't balance the till at the end of the night.
Well, I can't complain about that. I did veggie maths in year 10 and then gave it up. So maths,
But you would think before you start throwing out the accusations,
yeah, you'll check
you'd
the
do
math.
a double
You'd
check.
the
Like, wouldn't
math.
you?
Especially,
they showed the vision of
that-
people going. They said these were the ones.
Especially
that
the
left.
well-to-do family. Like, it would be like the McManuses walking in.
Yeah.
Well-to-do.
Just like that.
Well-to-do. Like
You would
super,
expect that
super
the
rich.
Manuses could do the
The runner.
runner.
I
very
would
quickly.
suspect that I would actually, for any restaurant with you walking in, I would get the money first. I just would because you had that in you. And then the person rings the police and goes, Sean McManus and his family just stole from us. So they go, oh, come on.
Oh, come on, as if.
Yeah.
We actually are the perfect prime criminals that would never
Yeah.
get caught.
We should-
No one
we
would
should give
believe
it a
us.
run.
Yeah,
We should give
Nathan
it a
wasn't breaking into your house last night.
would do
Didn't
that.
TV. He gets up at 3:30.
Yeah, exactly.
John TV. Balancing the till.
Balancing the till can be an issue.
Yeah.
I remember when me and my cousin Steve were working at this bottle shop, and I remember this so clearly. One day we stuffed the till up completely. We had no idea how to open it at the end of the day to be able to make
Yes.
sure, but we knew that it was completely out of whack. So then we went, we both got our Velcro wallets out. I can still remember us being in the cool room together, ripping
ripped
our
your wallet?
Velcro wallets open and just trying to get as much money as we could together to be able to put it in and make sure everything was square.
Back in
it was
the
like
day,
$7.
Back in the day, you would have to. I worked at Hannon's Food Mart, and if the till was out, you would have to pay for it yourself.
But if it was over, what
you?
happened?
If it was over.
Was it ever over?
No, it was over. They were concerned about what that was over for, and it was a stock take. But yeah, there was no panic there, Natalie. But
No.
No, what I'm
bad,
saying is, if you if you
Yes, I get it.
accept the overs,
Yes,
you've got to accept the unders as well,
yeah.
unless it's under by a ridiculous amount.
So I remember it was over by $23, and back then it was like, oh my
That's
god,
all the money.
well then that's the rest of my life paying this off.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And these days,
Have you still have you
Nothing's
still
changed.
paid it off, or is it like you had
nearly cost of living? Cost of living.
We want to know: have you had problems balancing the till?
Yes, so-
maybe it's because there was something underhanded going on, and that's how you finally figured it out.
So sums of money is missing from a building, right? Was it your fault? And did you have to pay it back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
What
find out there was something nefarious going on? Nefarious. Word of the day.
Where did you get that
That
from?
means no fairies.
That's right.
Okay.
Absence of
Absence
fairies.
of fairies.
Here's a story. Our our old friend Tim Gossage.
Hi, Tim.
He said, I did a petrol drive-off on Canning Highway, and at the time he was doing Nova breakfast, so he was waiting here, and he was on the telly. He said he went in 6 months later, and they said, we knew you'd be back.
6 months.
This is the trust we get, Sean.
Great, Tim.
Yeah.
God, let's get a
No,
U-Haul today.
he'll be back some stage.
So we want to know about the pain of having to balance the till. Cody, hello.
Hi, how you going?
Good,
Cody. Now, Cody, you know what? I think a lot of people have balanced the till, and usually we're 15 or 16, and we don't really know what we're doing.
What's your story?
Yep. About 10 years ago, I was managing a pet shop, and we had sold a puppy. Everything went well. Puppy went home, and then at the end of the day, realised that the till was under $2,000.
Oh!
Because the FPOS machine bounced back.
Oh, $2,000. So you would have crapped your dax.
Yeah, I did.
What happened
Definitely.
next?
We had to, thankfully, because we saw the puppy, we had all their details.
And you had to go and
So
recharge them for the puppy?
Yes.
I wouldn't have said. I would have said, nah.
It's an awkward conversation.
Yeah.
I know what I would have done. I would have said,
Give me cash, I'm prepared to look the
I would
other
have
way.
said, let's put the puppy in the middle and we'll call it. And whoever the puppy comes through gets to keep the puppy.
Wow. $2,000. That's quite an error to have to explain to your
You'd be
boss,
sweating
isn't it?
bullets, wouldn't you?
Oh, thanks,
Yeah.
Cody. Good work.
Hi, Jenny.
Hello.
Hello there. Hi.
Oh,
Good,
great,
Jenny.
honey.
Okay, talk to us about the pain of balancing a till, Jenny.
Okay, so many years ago, probably about 25 years ago, I used to work in a bank in the UK.
But you would have been too.
So basically, I'd gone on holiday for 2 weeks and came back and telling all my colleagues about my holiday, and was too busy chatting and gossiping and forgot to read the new memos.
Mm-hmm.
So a customer came in and asked for quite a large amount of cash.
Yep.
In those days, your big banknotes would all be pre-wrapped in different colour plastic.
Oh, you're right.
So they asked for like £10,000, and I gave these bags out, and super duper, all good. And we came to balance at the end of the night, and instead of giving this guy £10,000, I've given him $20,000.
That's double.
The bag had changed, yeah. So obviously the bank manager was not very happy. But luckily we obviously had the details of this guy, and I had to go round with the bank manager and the guy's door and say, look, I'm really sorry, but I did give you double the amount of what you should have done. And so lucky, the guy had not. I'd given him when I gave him the money, because it was such a large amount, would put it in the boss bag, and he went, oh, I hadn't realised. He went and got the boss bag, and he hadn't actually been to purchase the car that he was going to purchase. Basically, there was 20 grand in there instead of 10 grand.
No, it sucks. If he didn't realise that, he would have got 2 cars from it.
Yeah, I know. That's amazing.
That is insane.
God, we thought $2,000 was bad, but £10,000 is bad.
But you've got to go around there and
That's
knock
the
on their
thing.
door.
Now, remember you bought something from a shop and then they didn't charge you properly?
Yes.
And then,
Yes.
What was that?
It was jewellery, and I had a voucher, and then I had to make up the difference between the voucher and the price.
Yeah.
And she told me.
Did it?
I didn't. I wasn't ripping into it, and I didn't realise.
No.
And then I get a phone call
Yeah.
from this multinational
Yes.
jewellery company saying, "Can you come back in and pay the remaining $50?"
And you're right. Are you serious, Tiffany? We won't say where it was.
No. You'll never guess. Nikki's in Stratton. Hi, Nikki.
Hello.
Hi, Nikki.
Okay,
So,
talk to us.
what retail world were you working at? Like at a deli? Were you at like a pet shop? What
It
were
was
you doing?
a major grocery store.
Oh, yeah, okay, great. One of the big two, I hear.
What happened?
So I was 16 or 17 and you had to count the till. But the first day when we started, our manager said, if there's any money missing, you're fired.
Oh,
Doesn't matter how
fired?
much it is.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So we're like, we were really scared.
Yeah.
So over the time, you'd have 5 cents missing. We'd quickly rush out, go to our purses, put it in.
Yes.
So over the time, I probably spent about $32 off my own money.
Yes.
Just bolting to my locker quickly, put it
Imagine
in.
getting fired for 5 cents.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
that's what she was like. But I found out later she did get fired herself. But, yeah.
Why, for stealing?
She's stealing the
yeah.
bit, yeah. She's getting all that money.
What if she was the one slowly stealing from everyone, so that she was the reason your till was at 5 cents?
Maybe. Yeah, she used to go around and check, so I don't know.
I love how you used to run.
Amazing,
I love how you used to run to your purse.
I know.
Back in the day, people's purses had change in them.
I know. Imagine. I can't remember that time.
No.
It's amazing. Thanks, Nikki. William's in Wanneroo. Morning, William.
Hello.
Hey,
William.
Right. Talk to us about when you had to balance the till. What was it like?
So this happened when I was in Malaysia. It was New Year's Eve 2018 to 2019, and I was running one of the newest, hottest bars in the city.
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
So I had absolute full house, wall-to-wall people.
Yeah.
And over there, in a pub, everything is table service, so you don't pay before you get your drink.
Wow.
Okay. Now, that night we had a bouncer on the door, and he was supposed to make sure that anybody that was there before 12 o'clock was able to stay on, but new people after 12 o'clock couldn't come in.
Okay.
After the fireworks, he disappeared, and my bar got absolutely hammered.
So you had no idea.
No idea where anybody was or who had what bill or anything like that. So at the end of the night, 4 o'clock in the morning, we still had no idea, so we had no choice but to write it off.
How much?
How much are we talking?
It was about 35,000 ringgit or $10,000.
$10,000.
That's still a lot.
So,
That's a
as
big
the
hole.
person in charge of the bar, fully knowing that it was security that that did this, does that fall on you?
Well, yeah, I got an absolute bollocking the next day.
I bet.
But at the end, I was only partly to blame because the security guard was the one that ran away.
Sure.
Where did he go? Where did he go?
Well,
He
someone's
would have
had a crack at him.
He's like
So
a
just
border
walked off
collie
with the
gets
chick.
scared by fireworks. Yeah, they bolt.
But how good was it for the other people who wouldn't have been able to normally get in?
Yeah.
And they've just waltzed into this joint.
I know, and the only real
Free
thing you can
tips.
do, the only real thing you can recover the cash is lock the doors,
Yes.
turn the music on and say, okay,
You're not
honestly,
getting out.
who was here before? Honestly.
What
Who
you're
had
saying
the
is
double Jackson dry?
a hostage situation. Yeah, right.
Situation.
You threw the margaritas. You asked 45.
I mean, that is the fundamental flaw, isn't it? That if it's table service and you don't pay until you're finished, and then there's New Year's Eve, shenanigans. Like, if people don't go back to their table.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing? Like, I think in this day and age, there'd be more pay before you sit down sort of thing.
Yeah.
I was at the survey the other night and it was like really busy. And you know when you've got like 3 cars waiting behind you?
Yes.
Then you have to go leave your car at the petrol station and walk into the survey. All I want to do is get in my car and drive forward, but I know that people would think you're doing a run.
Yeah.
But in this day of, like, QR codes, surely.
Oh, yes. Don't you think? I know. But remember how we just voted before? That was on paper. Remember that?
I know.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Last quarter.
Spend more time doing you things, like cheering on your home team from the Bankwest best seats.
I know, they're out.
All right, here we go. It is time for the last quarter.
It's going to be fantastic. 4 questions, 4 quarters, last man standing. Takes the bickies, Nath.
And what are the bickies?
Oh, today we are playing for the West Coast Eagles tickets where they're playing St Kilda this Sunday, and I'm smelling a bit of a victory for the Eagles.
And we're talking 2 premium Bankwest best seats to this game. Premium seating, food and drinks included.
Yes, we do need 5 people though, Sean. First up, it is Amanda, and she's a P-Wart.
Hello, Amanda.
Hello.
Hi, Amanda.
P-Wart.
Amanda,
How
we
are
have
you?
to ask you an important question.
Amanda, how do you win the last quarter?
You have to get the questions right.
She's out.
You're out.
Sorry,
She's out.
Amanda.
Okay,
That's
next
the
question.
Yesterday, if you weren't listening, we established a new rule. And the new rule is, if you don't know how to win the last quarter, then how could you even
And we
play?
have told
said it
you
this
many
morning.
times how to win the last quarter.
Chelsea's in Woodvale. Chelsea, good morning.
Hello, Chelsea.
Hi.
Hi. Chelsea's
Chelsea.
quickly Googling how to win the last quarter there. Chelsea, how does one win the last quarter?
You win the last quarter.
Yes, Chelsea. All right, you can stick around. In the first quarter, you're going to be up against Chrissy from Banksia Grove. Hopefully. Hello, Chrissy.
Good morning.
Hi, Chrissy.
Hi, Chrissy.
If you get this wrong, I don't know how. How do you win the last quarter, Chrissy?
You win the last quarter.
Hang on. All right.
You can stay, Chrissy.
Here's what's going to happen. We're going to ask you the first quarter question. Get it right, you're through to the second quarter. Get it wrong, your opponent goes through. Very important that you buzz in with your name in order to answer the question. Let's test your buzzers. Chelsea?
Chelsea.
Chrissy?
Chrissy.
They're working, guys.
First quarter, Sean.
Certainly is.
Here we go. Who was the lead singer of Queen?
Chelsea.
Chelsea?
Is it Freddie Mercury?
It is Chelsea. You sounded a little bit hesitant, but you're 100%.
I'm nervous.
You should be.
It's a big game.
We say goodbye to Chrissy.
Important.
And in the second quarter, you're taking on Robin from Kinross. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning, guys.
Robin,
No,
Sean
Robin.
has a question for you.
Robin, how do you win the last quarter?
You win the last quarter.
Oh, she stumbled.
All right.
I didn't think we were going to take stumbles anymore
Nah,
either.
not
I
anymore.
really say it.
Right, you're out.
Robin, test your buzzer, please.
Robin.
It's working. All right, here we go. Second quarter question.
Here it is. Who directed Avatar?
Chelsea.
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 James Cameron.
Chelsea, I love you. You're a question person.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
everything
right.
that you say sounds like a question. What do you have for dinner? Muesli?
Chelsea, you are correct. So you're through to the third quarter. Robin, is gone.
Robin's gone?
In the third question, in the third quarter, you're up against Shannon from Brabham. Good morning, Shannon.
Good morning, guys.
Good
Hi,
morning,
Shan.
Shannon.
How do you win the last quarter, Shannon?
You win the last quarter.
Okay,
you go.
I mean, it's obvious, isn't it? All right, let's test your buzzer. Shannon?
Shannon.
Okay,
It's working.
clear.
Yeah. Chelsea?
Is it Chelsea?
Yeah.
Okay, third quarter question. In what year did Richmond win the AFL Premiership after a 37-year drought?
Jeez. Yeah,
It's a tough one.
they're hitting the Google right now.
No, time's up. All right, we'll give you another third quarter question.
The answer was 2017. The answer was 2017.
Okay, next question. Who was the first president of the United States?
Shannon.
Shannon?
Is it George Washington?
Yes, it was.
Shannon, you've caught the Chelseas.
I know. Shannon, you are through to the last quarter. Chelsea?
Chelsea?
You're gone.
Have a good day. Great.
It is the last quarter, and we welcome to the match Maria from Eden Hill. Good morning, Maria.
Good morning, guys.
Maria. How do you, Maria, win the last quarter?
You win the last quarter.
Bang on. All right,
Fantastic.
Maria, please test your buzzer, Maria.
Maria.
Shannon, do you want to test yours again? Because you did catch a case of the Chelseas a second ago. Let's test your buzzer.
Shannon.
Yep. We're good to go. We're good to go in the last quarter.
Okay, here we go. It's a football question, guys. What AFL club is based in Launceston for some home games?
Maria.
Maria for the win.
Is it Hawthorn?
It is Hawthorn for the victory.
Hawthorn in the style of Chelsea.
Not one person was definite about their answers today, but indeed it was Hawthorn. That means, Maria, from nowhere, you've swooped in. You've won 2 premium Banquest best seats to see the Eagles take on St Kilda this Sunday, and that's premium seating, food and drinks all included. Maria, make a day of it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Maria.
who are you taking?
Probably my daughter. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Are you an Eagles supporter, Maria?
I'm not, but she is.
Okay,
I'm a
good.
Collingwood
You'll be happy.
supporter.
Are you going to take a sign saying something hateful
Collingwood
about them?
supporter.
Collingwood supporter.
Collingwood supporter.
They're
Take
everywhere,
it
mate.
off her.
Really?
It's like COVID that spreads fast.
You and your daughter, if you get something to eat, then are you going to share the teeth? Is she going to bite something and you bite something?
And like COVID, just wear a mask and no one will know.
And you're all good.
Good on you,
What do you
Maria.
do about the tail?
Tomorrow, we've got another round of the last quarter, so study up on how to win the last quarter, because you don't want to...
No, you don't want to be a loser.
And you know the rules. If you don't know how to win the last quarter...
And the new rule established today is if you even stumble, if you don't confidently say, win the last quarter, you're gone skis, because we can't tolerate that, not in 2025.
Harsh but fair.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Earlier on, we're talking about balancing the tills.
Yes.
And my wife texted me about one, I didn't see this earlier on, when she was working at a hairdresser's back in the day, and she was 18. She was saying that she was the last one out of the salon that night, and she couldn't balance the till to save herself, so she was freaking out. She came early in the morning to see if she can, either replace the money.
And how much money were we talking about?
It was a couple $100. But what was happening is an ex-employee still had a key to get in the business, was coming in late at night, which they end up finding out, and stealing money on a regular basis.
So the float was down to begin with.
Yeah.
Always check the float.
That's right.
Do people check floats nowadays?
You
What do
check
they
the
do with
float.
money?
It's part of the balancing of the till is you check the float.
Oh,
but if somebody is coming in overnight after you've done that and then taking it, then it's going to be out for the following day.
It's really rare that you find a person on a register these days, but when you do you not get enraged with the people that you pull out money?
What do you mean?
Because it takes longer.
I don't have time for you to look at the change and put it in your purse.
I know.
Get
I
them
was
away.
shocked. So there's a little cafe at my gym, and they at the end of the day, they're carrying out bags of cash, and I'm like, who pays for coffee with cash?
Yeah.
And apparently it happens all the time. And I'm like, don't people just use their phone? I don't carry my wallet anywhere.
Ever since we spoke about public phone boxes the other day, I saw one. I've seen them everywhere. There's one.
Still a lot.
Yeah, there's one outside of the Good Grocer on Beaufort Street in Inglewood, and it's been there. I've parked next to it many times and never seen it.
Yeah.
I wonder what blindness we have of things.
That's right. I knew they were around because at Christmas time you can call Santa from there. Did you know that?
From a phone box.
Yeah.
You just have to get the guy out of there that's playing with himself.
I mean, he's pretty busy. He's got a lot on, so he might not answer.
Where else are you going to do it? Honestly.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Tomorrow on the show, one of our favourites, Will Anderson, will be joining us. New series of Gruen on the way.
Looking forward to that. The last quarter is back again,
Yes,
so that's
it is.
a bit of fun. And Easel does it, Nath.
Jordan Clark there.
And Matthew Pavlich.
And Matthew
Bit of a doctor's
Pavlich.
man.
Matthew Pavlich.
Matthew Pavlich. I've done.
Ross, hello.
I think that's it. When they start mumbling. If you want to see the worst ever drawn, no offence, kangaroo. It doesn't look anything like a kangaroo.
I don't even know what was happening. It does look like some undescribable country.
Or a cowboy boot.
Yeah. I don't know what happened there. Suddenly I forgot what they did.
Yeah. Easel does it. That's where you do pretty much Pictionary, chaotic Pictionary. We got it on the socials, so have a look at that. And yeah, it's sorry. What were you thinking?
Oh no, I wasn't. It was a lot. I was late to work this morning, so
for the record, Ross. For the record, mine and Nathan's team won.
We won.
Don't have a crack at us.
So
I don't know how.
Do you want to show me your drawing tomorrow then?
I think I'll do it one day. Yeah,
Right.
But kangaroo means just a tail and some ears.
But you're going to do it in the reverse squiggle style.
Left-handed.
No, the depends on where we're going in your nose. We're going somewhere.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.